Hey guys, awesome car, 2018 Nissan Leaf. We're gonna go ahead and test drive it now. Basically, I'm gonna take this thing out onto the highways, hills, and just drive the heck out of this car when I have it for about an hour. It's actually in reservation right now, so you have to reserve your seat. If you're a previous Leaf owner, or if you went to a previous event, you'll get a reservation for it. And I'm just gonna give you my impressions of it afterwards.
Okie dokie.
I basically muted the GoPro because there's no need to. Basically, I'm gonna just adjust my seats, and play around the gear shift, so I know what I'm doing. Basically, my representative told me about the auxiliary ports, as well as the heated seats, as well as the nav and the HVAC. That big silver button is automatic. It basically turns on, your thermostat, and that's it. Very, very awesome car. In terms of buttons, there's a heck of a lot of buttons on the steering wheels and everywhere else, which is kind of hard to find, but you kind of get used to it. So let's go ahead and start going it. Mirrors are checked. Let's go. Little peppy, we go out onto the streets. So here we go. Overall, the drive is really good. If you've driven a Nissan Leaf first gen, or a Chevy Bolt, or even an i3, this is very comparable to all of those. Especially my Chevy Volt as well. The acceleration is really good. It goes 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds. We'll probably have a video a little later. If you fast forward the video, you can see it too. But going uphill or downhill, there's no problem. There's plenty of power in this thing. It is an EV. And seriously, I have the e-pedal. Basically, I had without e-pedal on and with eco on as well. So I turn off the eco and I have the e-pedal on, so it regens every time I lift up my off the accelerator or the gas. So once I do that, basically it starts braking for me. I'm not sure if there's the brake lights flash or what, but basically it's like for Chevy Volt and Chevy Bolt, basically is running on L. It basically it has a very high regen pattern once you switch the e-pedal on. So you basically don't even need brakes. Well, actually you do. If it's emergency, use the brakes. But it basically slows the car down to a stop, which is awesome. I think the Bolt does that too. It does it very well, just like this car. It's kind of like the i3 and similar like the i3. But this is way better. The power on this car is much more stable. The wheels are wider. Not wheels, I'm sorry. The tires are a bit wider. Compared to the i3, the regen at, I think, stage 3, it's comparable, but not as much as this car. This car has a lot more regen when you're using the e-pedal as braking. It does not have a paddle on the steering wheel. You see, I'm still going up these hills. There's no problems here. And going down the hills, I'm just regenning all the way down. These are pretty steep, probably 12 degrees maybe or more. Probably more. Probably 12 to 15 degrees incline or decline. But he's trying to basically push that button so I can see how much I'm regenning. And it regens pretty well. I can't really see it because I try to drive at the same time. But we go to a stop and I switch it to a different marking for it. So overall, it's pretty cool. When going to speed, even on with the e-pedal, the behavior of your throttle and everything is kind of slightly retarded. Let's just say that. It's basically, it delays a lot of your heavy responses or slow responses. So if you stomp on it, you still go really, really fast, like right now. But it does regen and slow down your behavior, so it conserves a lot more power for you and for your efficiency. But once you turn that off, right, and you're going up a hill, it's basically opens the floodgates. And just like how when in the Chevy Volt, or when you turn to sport mode, it just rips and basically goes as fast as it wants. So in that case, it basically goes from 0 to 60 up a hill without any problems, like right now. So the course I'm going through right now, or not course, but more like these surface roads I'm going, is purely going up mountain or large hills. So it basically burned quite a bit of EV range for my Nissan Rep. But at the same time, it didn't really do that much. Basically, the regen and e-pedal actually conserved a lot more. So at the end of this drive, not this one, but I used about probably only a mile extra EV miles that I burnt off going up these hills. But it's very, very conservative. In terms of the battery thermo, they actually have a battery temperature and stuff gauge on your thing. Compared to the old Nissan Leaf, this has a lot more information on that on the dash. So when you go to the menu systems, you actually see a lot more. But you gotta play it for yourself to do it. I mean, if you're a Nissan Leaf owner, you probably got a reservation or something similar to that. Or if not, just go ahead and go to the website and get a reservation. The fun part was the ProPilot, I think it was called. I call it, a shield because it actually looks like the car has a force field around it. But the ProPilot was pretty cool because what it does is once you turn it on, it senses the lines on the road and everything else to keep it at a set speed. There's a little icon on your dash that has a green steering wheel. When all the sensors match up, it basically lights green. And at that point, it stays at a consistent cruise distance from your front of the car, as well as the lines on the road and the road beads and stuff. And it senses all that stuff and keeps your car aligned to it, which is really cool. And also that same cruising speed as well. So basically, I started noticing that the steering wheel just follows the lines, and that's really awesome. I personally don't like using too much automated stuff. I like driving my cars. So on my Chevy Volt, I didn't buy that that option. But going at high speeds like this, another interesting thing is that I've driven the Chevy Bolt and test driven that before, as well as my Volt. This car is more like my Volt, my Chevy Gen 2 Volt, my 2017. When it accelerates, it's really stable. Unlike the Bolt. The Bolt, if you have only two people in there during a test drive, you accelerate hard, the front wheels kind of lose a little grip, and then it feels kind of not as stable as a Leaf or a Volt when you drive, because all the weight on these cars are kind of lower than the Bolt or the i3. Same thing with the i3. I would probably not drive the i3 faster than the speed limit, or even past 65, because if any faster, there's it feels top heavy, and the small tiny thin wheels, or not wheels, but thin wheels and tires don't exactly grip that well. So it's more of an urban vehicle. The Chevy Bolt, similarly, it doesn't. It's kind of more of an urban vehicle, but could go fast. I'm sure a lot of Chevy Volt owners right now are probably hating me right now, but I test drove both, and the Nissan Leaf does have a better feel when hard acceleration and you're trying to drive on the freeway and at speed. But overall, I love both Bolt and Volt, and this new Leaf. So that's just my impression of it. But test drive it for yourself and find out for yourself as well. This is a pretty nifty Nissan Leaf. I like how well the ergonomics is when actually driving it, and it actually has a lot of pep. And the weight of the batteries are on the bottom, and the thicker tires, or the wider tires, and are just a lot more stable. It feels stable. Visibility and stuff is great. Overall controls are great. The buttons are really small though, so you have to kind of get used to it. And also the fact that it doesn't have a pedal. The e-pedal is kind of hard to reach, but after you do it a few times, by finger memory, you already know where it is. Kind of like how the 2017 Chevy Volt has that the mode button. You kind of have to understand where that button is to change the mode settings of it. But I like how the layout and stuff, this is typical Nissan. Ergonomics is good. Overall design, like I said, still I like it, but at the same time, some parts are hard plastic. But overall, on the driver's side, it feels really good. The steering wheel is leather. The seats are cloth, but you don't feel it as anything. It doesn't feel. I think they may have updated this or something, but overall, the car feels a lot better when it's driving. But especially in LA traffic, you're basically hitting traffic, everywhere. Like right now, we're in traffic coming in and out. So the acceleration is great. The pickup is great. Overall, EV usage is very smooth. The car is extremely quiet. So, to be honest, this is an awesome car. test drive. I can't wait until it comes out on to buy. Right now, it's this SV model costs with this has everything basically the HVAC upgrades, the winter upgrades, the heated seats, and even the monitoring and cruise control and ProPilot. All those are upgrades, and it comes out to be roughly 30, I think 35 retail. Before discounts or anything else like that. The base model I think goes at 20, 29 something on the website. It has it on the website. Just go to nissanusa.com or whatever it is. But the complete luxury one, the SL, actually has leather and everything else, and that goes I think another $1,000 or more. The funny thing is that of all these sensors, all these cars, I actually just want a dash cam, to be honest. I even told the Nissan rep that. I like how it has these creature comforts of a visor that opens and with lights in it and a mirror. The fact that it slides out too, it's pretty cool stuff. But I really just want a dash cam. I'm thinking that might be the next standard equipment that comes with cars these days. Anywho, overall, I love this car. The e-pedal is cool. Everything's really cool. Can't say anything bad about this. This is a really awesome car it's really robust in terms of its drivetrain and stuff. I just hope that the range, they can increase the range a little bit more than 150 or whatever they plan to have it in the first round. But definitely this is a $30,000 car that you could buy. That's okay, 30,000 plus. That will be pretty awesome. I don't know about the cooling of the battery chip because I forgot to ask them that. But overall, it's been fun. This is a really awesome car, and utility-wise, it's shorter than the Bolt, but still has the function of good utility and interesting design. Well, that's really about it. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Probably more videos on cars later, but this has been fun driving this thing. I'm glad Nissan had this one-on-one reservation program, and go ahead and go to nissan.com and just look it up. Anyways, guys, have fun. Please like, subscribe, and if you like this video, click on notifications for more of my videos and stuff like that. I'll be talking about EVs, plug-in EVs, my Chevy Volt vlog that I keep, and other things. See you next time.